I have something to say. Okay, so the truth is, I hate vlogging for several reasons. A, I am not funny. If you think I am, you're probably not funny either. B, when I get like really nervous about something, or I start getting like worked up about sci-fi or women's rights, or really when I get worked up about anything, my neck and my chest start to get really red. Just totally ruins my street cred. You don't really have street cred if you use the phrase street cred. And D, the last point, which is a perfect segue and illustration into this blog slash, that's what this is, it's a slash, whatever the heck this is that I don't feel like I do this well. So I compare myself to people, so I just don't do it. Okay, I'm just gonna come right out and say it. If you make a vlog or a blog about comparison and even hint at the awareness that you have a talent, you're aware that other people compare yourselves to you, you are a terrible, arrogant, meta person. At least that's what people tend to think. That's what I tend to think. I know that there are people in my life that I value, and people in my social circle, and people that I've never even met, who at one point have read something that I've written, and it's caused them to question the value of their own creative talent. But I'm just gonna make a disclaimer. I know I don't have to, but it's gonna make me personally feel better. Know that this isn't like 2,000 people, but or even 100 people. This is 10 people. And I know this because these people have told me. This is when my brother opens up the fridge, complains that there's too much food in the fridge and he can't fit his drive-through bag in there. This is not a bad problem to have. I get that. But if I haven't lost you yet, I do need to tell you that finding out that people compare themselves to you sucks. It sucks big time. Nothing feels good about hearing that I am the standard for someone else's work, or that somebody feels incapable of using their God-given talent because they look at something that I've created through the authority that the Lord's given me. They measure themselves against something that I've done. Okay, and to be totally frank, for all my Enneagram friends, I'm a 4, hardcore 4. So I know that one of my giftings is being able to generate original content. I also know that that's a gifting He's given to other people. But deeper than any personality-driven disposition, comparison creates a wound in the heart of an artist. When I was on the world race, 2 of my squad mates penned blogs along the lines of, "I'm done comparing myself to Kayla Zilch." And some people thought that was kind of weird. Some people thought that was kind of cool. When I hear somebody comparing themselves to me, it makes me question whether or not I should be using my God-given talent. It makes me wonder if the world would be better off if I didn't do what I loved or what I believed I was created to do, because me doing that is causing someone else pain. And in my mind, I can't justify doing something that makes me happy if I know that it's going to hurt someone else. I'll just let that sink in for a second. Also, if you don't want to see somebody cry, you should probably turn this off now, because I cry all the time and I haven't cried yet today. So this is probably going to be it. If that's weird to you, too bad. Any creative with a heart for people is going to feel emotionally T-boned by the knowledge that them operating in their gifting is causing someone else to stumble, or compare, or feel less than, or feel unworthy, or they don't matter as much. There's no way to say this without sounding like a total dick. I hate this. I didn't want to... What am I trying to say? Yeah, no, that's exactly what happened, and it didn't feel good. I felt humiliated, and I'm so proud of these women for telling their stories. But comparison is a bitch, you guys. When the enemy tries to pit creative people against each other because someone has a gifting, another person has another gifting, an individual sees somebody else walking in their gifting, they're doing it well, that person is not the enemy. Their talent isn't your enemy. Comparison is the enemy. You guys, comparison is something that I struggle with. Honestly, I think probably more than anything in my life. If I think about the areas where I struggle the most, it's when I don't feel like I'm doing something well enough, so I find somebody else, or I don't even have to look. Like, you don't, setting this coffee mug down, shit's getting real. You don't even have to go looking for people to compare to. All you need to do is open a social media app and you will see the highlight reel of anybody's life that you choose to follow. Comparison is rampant, and comparison has been my heroine for almost my entire life. I look at the root of any struggle I've ever had, and at the root of it is discontent and envy, and that's not okay. And when I realized that, when I realized the root of my hatred for social media, girls who do yoga, matcha smoothies. Am I even saying that right? I don't even know. I've never said that out loud before. I don't even know. That was at the root of everything. The light came on, and it was like I was able to see all this ugliness that was hidden in my heart that I had been completely dormant to. Wait, I don't compare my writing to people, but I compare my body. Or these weird necklines that I notice. I don't even know if anyone else notices them, but they seem to increase in size given how much carrot cake I eat at any given point in time. Like, I wish I could say I was like some body positive, like feminist reformer who doesn't give two shits about her stomach creases, or the fact that I literally have a constellation of acne on my back that has been there for the last 6 months. I compare myself to girls who don't have back acne or neck rings, or who can stand on their head, because I am physically incapable of doing anything where I am inverted. I will completely lose my shit. I get jealous of those people because for the number of times that I've spent $20 on like a yoga Groupon, tried to recenter my chakras, tried to like, sweat out my anxiety, I can't do it. I'm not good at that. It's not for me. It's not my gifting. But because I can't do that thing and I can't be beautiful in that way, it's easier for me to sit behind my Lenovo ThinkPad and write a blog called I Don't Want to Hear About Your Juice Cleanse, and lampoon anybody in my life who has the ability to do those things, because I know that there are also, and here's some radical self-awareness. Are you ready for this? I know that there are enough people in my social circle who also have been wrapped up with the chains of comparison that instead of trying to set people free, I let feedback pile up that affirms me in my brokenness instead of dealing with it. I do that thing that I hate the most. I compare myself to other men and women. And yet I also know how much it hurts to be the person that someone else is comparing themselves to. So why do I do it? If God has created you to do something, which he has, because all of us have a divine purpose, I completely believe that, and you will miss anything that I've just said if you don't actually believe that for yourself. So God has created you for a divine purpose. You might be a writer like me. You might be a photographer, a botanist, you might be a philosopher, you might be an engineer. Whatever you are, you're a good one. And God is honored when we take our eyes off of other people and we put them on him, because he knows where we're going. He knows what we need. He knows that the timing of our life doesn't always unfold in the same chronological order of these people that we so earnestly admire. His plan for you is specific, especially if you're a 4. Man, it's gonna be rad, but you're not gonna steward that talent if you're too busy comparing yourself to other people. So here's what I'm gonna leave you with. Comparison hates when we walk in our giftings. It hates when we create, when we pick up the paintbrush, when we open our computer, when we turn on our mom's Panasonic color camcorder, what have you. It hates it. Comparison knows that when we catch on to the fact that we are powerful, there's a calling that we've been beckoned to walk in. When we start operating in our gifting, we can move mountains. We can fearlessly inspire other people to be who God's created them to be. We are not each other's enemies. You are not my enemy. I am not your enemy. Comparison is the enemy. Let's go punch that bitch in the face.